Hey, it's Cornell Jermaine back with hashtag Consult Cornell, answering your most burning hair care questions. Listen, if you have questions, before I get into the show, please submit them on Twitter at Cornell Jermaine using the hashtag Consult Cornell. I will do my best to get to you and get them to get those questions answered as soon as possible. Today, I want to talk about the do-it-yourselfer, the hair care do-it-yourselfer. There are many women of many ages that are approaching their own hair care or beauty needs themselves. And I have no problem with that. As a professional, I think it is your prerogative to do what you want with your money and your time. And for many women, they have found it more convenient to do their own hair themselves. And that is a great thing. But there are some things that I need to let you know as a professional, and that is that you must be informed on what you're doing, and you must research and know what you're doing before you just jump out there. And particularly when it comes to things like chemicals, it comes to things like coloring, all of those things, you need to be aware of the risks that are involved before you approach any of those types of things yourself. Even some things like flat irons. I have a client that has not been able to come get her hair done on a regular basis due to her job and family commitments, etc. So she's been kind of going here and there, and she eventually just bought a flat iron from the mall and started doing it herself. Well, she can flat iron her hair herself, surely, so she thought, I'm good. Well, what she didn't know is the kind of flat iron that she bought and used is one that is not necessarily the best for her. Is not the best for the long-term health of her hair. And she realized, she came to me just the other day and said, "Man, my hair is just, it seems like I'm just frying my hair." I said, "Well, what's going on? What are you doing? Where you been?" She said, "Well, I've just been doing it myself. I bought a flat iron from the mall, X, Y, and Z." And she says, I said, "Well, what kind of flat iron did you buy?" She said, "This, that, and the third." And the kind of flat iron she bought, which is uses a heating element that I don't typically recommend. I mean, it adds a beautiful shine, and it is a great option, and it looks like the best option at first, but over time, for black hair, it dries it out, it breaks it off, and eventually those ends become brittle, they lose their natural curl, and you just end up with a mess. And you usually end up having to get some type of trim or haircut just to get your hair back to a good, healthy state. Listen, even little things like that, can be an issue for some people. Some people may not have that problem, but if you don't know what you're doing, the point is, if you don't know what you're doing, if you have not weighed the risk and you haven't informed yourself fully on what it is that you are about to do when it comes to approaching your own hair care needs, being a do-it-yourselfer in the beauty realm, then you must realize that you are putting yourself in danger, and potentially risking the health of your hair. I'm not telling you to go to the professionals and spend all your money, but what I am telling you to do is to make sure that you consult a professional, make sure that you read, make sure that you know the products that you're buying, and you have become aware of what the benefits are and what possibly the dangers are, as it pertains to you personally, not everyone else. A lot of this is trial and error. A lot of the women who are do-it-yourselfers, they are at a trial and error. They try it, if it works, it doesn't, and they move on to the next thing. The problem is, in that moment of trial and error, you could really damage your hair depending on what it is that you're trying to do, depending on the approach that you're taking. You could really cause some severe damage to not only your hair but your scalp, which could potentially leave you bald. I know a lady who did some who relaxed her own hair. She left the relaxer in thinking that she was doing something, left it in a little longer, it wasn't burning. Well, in some communities they feel like, oh, your relaxer isn't working until it's burning, and that's not the truth at all, So she left her relaxer in her hair too long, and it gave her scar tissue. And the scar tissue, anybody that knows about scar tissue, if you have scar tissue on your scalp, it's a wrap. You will never have hair in that area ever again, because that scar tissue has completely closed those follicles, because it's trying to protect itself from whatever it is that you were doing. So these are small things. Of course, sometimes these are isolated incidents, but the point is, you must understand the products and the tools that you're using. Talk to the sales rep that you're buying these from, ask them their recommendations, consult maybe someone that you trust, like like another professional, and then maybe see what's going on with some friends or people who have tried things, see what's working with them. And then you take and assess yourself, assess your own hair, assess your own goals as it pertains to your hair, and then you move forward with the strategy or the plan or the method that you choose for your personal hair care need. Listen, what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to risk your hair and have yourself in a mess trying to do something that you're really not aware of, that you're not informed about. Listen, by all means, please, if you need to reach out to me, I'll share what I can with you, and you can possibly move forward with whatever the thing is that you're trying to pursue with your hair. Listen, this has been Cornell Jermaine with #ConsultCornell. I am so happy to serve you. This is my gift to the world of hair care, and I thank you for tuning in. If you have any questions, reach out on Twitter @Cornell Jermaine, #ConsultCornell. I promise I'll get back to you and answer your question as best I know how. Until then, take care.